everybody, welcome back to another Phasmophobia guide video. As you can see in our lobby, we have the Blood Moon event happening behind us, but we're actually not going to talk about the Blood Moon event at all today. But we're going to be going in on Ridgeview. We're going to be playing on Nightmare mode using exclusively Tier 3 items. We're going to talk about all those Tier 3 items, as well as what is Nightmare, what are the settings for Nightmare, and how you can make the transition from Nightmare or from professional to Nightmare. But Nightmare mode, we have the ghosts will hide one type of evidence. So we're gonna have to use some of our ghost knowledge here to eliminate some of the ghosts and figure out what the true ghost is. We have the ghost room will sometimes change. You have no setup time, just like professional. You have a short hunt grace period. I think it's 3 seconds. I'll double check that and add that here. But we have long hunt duration. Kills will increase hunt duration. So that means if somebody dies, the hunt's gonna continue. It's gonna add more time to your hunt timer and it's gonna continue instead of just stopping. We have sanity pills restore much less sanity. It's gonna restore 25% sanity as opposed to 30 from professional. So as we go up in difficulty, we're taking down 5% sanity restoration. We have the fuse box starting off and there are almost no hiding spots. So let's go in and take a look at what this ghost might be. Every single map I have loaded into has been raining, and I have tried and tried and tried not to have raining. So I apologize about the rain. Hopefully we can make do with the rain. It's just really freaking loud. In fact, let's hold the paramic while we talk, because it's gonna be much quieter if we just use this. So if you are still needing guides for amateur, intermediate, or professional, I do have guides on those. When we played amateur, we played with starter items. And when we played intermediate, we played with tier 1 items only. And when we played professional, we played with tier 2 items only. And we talked about all those items. So feel free to look at those videos. They're going to be in the cards somewhere up at the top of your screen. All right, I'm going to put this back, and we're just going to go in and figure out where the ghost is. And I'll bring you back when I found the ghost. We're gonna take finding the ghost out of the equation because we don't need to worry about that. All right. Well, I didn't turn this light on, so I think our ghostie is probably either in this room or the hallway. It's hard to tell at the moment because it hasn't warmed up quite enough. I did look at the mirror, and that's not the room I thought I was looking at, but maybe that's the room I was looking at. I'm not 100% sure. All I saw was a door and like blue-ish walls. And that's it. There was nothing else defining in there. So let's bring up some of our stuff here. Hopefully the ghost does something. Let's talk about the Thermo though, because I don't need the ghost to actually do something in order to see what it does. So the really cool thing with the tier 3 Thermo is that I can hold a button down and it's gonna constantly keep updating the temperatures. I don't have to keep clicking to reset it and whatnot. Just hold it down. It'll keep constantly updating. I think in previous videos, I talked about how tier 1 Thermo was superior to tier 3. That is no longer the case. There is a lot of uncertainty in tier 1 and tier 2 Thermos. There's much less uncertainty in the temperature with tier 3 Thermos. So this one's gonna be more accurate and you can hold it down. It's gonna update much, much, much more quickly. So that's the tier 3 Thermo. It's pretty straightforward, pretty cool. But our ghost is not doing anything. So let's grab some more items and I'll bring you back once we have them. All right, so we have the tier 3 video camera with us right now. So tier 3 video camera is gonna have a clearer picture, as well as it's not gonna interfere as much with the ghost. When the ghost does an event or when it's hunting, it's not gonna interfere quite as much. It's not gonna have that interference. I mean, it's gonna have interference, but not to the degree that the other ones do. But that's basically just the tier 3 video cam right there. We got the tier 3. Ooh, knock on the window here real quick. We're gonna pivot real quickly since we have this. As you can see, it has a direction indicator. Oh my goodness, as well as an EMF level. We have EMF level 2 here, excuse me. And it'll also show you how far away you are from it. It has about a 3.5 meter radius that it can detect things, which was about here. From about here to here was about 3.5 meters, as you could see as I was backing away from the original source. So tier 3 EMF is actually really cool because you get direction, distance, and level from it. Oh, and on top of that, you also get a sound indicator on it. We have there's EMF 5. There's a special sound for EMF 5. If we don't have an EMF 5 ghost, then I will insert a sound here. All right, now we have the spirit box. So the spirit box has a 5-meter radius, but actually before we do spirit box, let's do the book, because the book has a 5-meter radius too. So we can actually see how big this radius is. If I keep going back, where that little white line, you see that white line that's kind of like doing a bunch of stuff here? That's 5 meters. So you only really need 1 book in here. Look at this. Look at this. Touch this door. Once you get like super close to it, the arrows just disappear because you're like literally right on top of it. But you can put, you touchy. Oh my gosh. You can put the book down and it's going to cover the whole area. Now you could put multiple books down if you want, but you do not need to. This is going to cover the whole dang room. But you can take an interaction photo as well as the ghost writing itself if you have writing. So maybe you need some extra photos, so then you place an extra book in here. Then we have spirit box, which also has a 5-meter radius, so I can literally stand in the middle of this room, and if it has spirit box, it should speak to me on the spirit box. Where are you? Are you here? My spirit box broken at the moment. Hang on. Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? Are you French? Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? So, I mean, once, like, I know the ghost is in the room and it vibrated the thing, right? Where are you? Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you friendly? I mean, to me, I think that's probably not spirit box. I mean, that doesn't mean our ghost doesn't have spirit box, because remember, our ghost is going to hide 1 piece of evidence. Let me just double check with you. We don't have hiding there, just in case this ghost gets a little bit cheeky on me. But spirit box, the spirit box is pretty darn good. It's pretty darn good. And you have, so if you're using your push to talk and you're trying to talk to it, you see where it says mic input? That's when you know that it's listening. And anytime it lights up, it means it recognizes that I said something. Okay, it doesn't feel like we're getting EMF 5 here, so let me go grab some other items. I'm probably going to also take another pill, just because I do not want the ghost to hunt before we have the opportunity to use and show off all of the items. All right, so it looks like we have UV. I touched this door so many times, right? So we have UV. And this UV is going to take 1.5 seconds to charge your fingerprints. Like, it's fully charged right now. Like, I could take a picture of this. I don't have to worry. Oh, and we have writing. Oh, this is great. This is awesome. Potential demon is all. That's fine. But it's fine. It's fine. So we have both of our pieces of evidence, but we are going to continue to talk about these pieces of evidence. What I really like about this UV too is that I can basically use it as a flashlight. So say you're strapped for cash and you're playing with the team. You really need a UV, but you don't have enough to get everybody flashlights. This can be used as a flashlight. It can 100% be used as a flashlight. Like, look how fast that was charged. Okay, it's gone. And now it's fully charged. Like, this tier 3 is actually really, really good. I know a lot of people really like the glow stick. I love the glow stick too. It's just fun to shake and whatnot. Glow stick has actually been changed to tier 2 since the last time we talked about it. So, glow stick got the recognition it deserves. I'm just gonna play 1 salt just for now. We have 5-meter radius on this, 5-meter radius on this. We got a 3.5-meter radius on this. So it'll basically stop at 3.59, it looks like. So you can detect up to 3.5 meters away. We talked about this. We haven't talked about the tripod, and we haven't talked about our dots here. So if I place the dots on the wall, you're going to see it scans. If I click it once, it's going to stop scanning. If I click it again, it's going to turn it off. So I'm going to click it again. I'm going to let it go to where I would normally like to see it. but I'd probably actually honestly try to place it over here. Let's place it here. I want to try to get as much of the room as possible. Not that we have a dots ghost, but that's fine. Click it here. That's all I need. This is perfect. I'd be able to see this ghost anywhere in the room. Because remember, the ghost actually physically manifests as a dots ghost. It's like the actual ghost walking through the dots. It's not just the ghost interacting with the dots anymore. Dang, it's throwing everything. Okay, just threw this cup right here. So that's the dots. It has a 7-meter radius. But that's basically all you need to know about those items. So let me go grab a couple of other items. We'll play around with those here in just a second. Okay, before we continue, let's talk about these sound sensors. Now, these sound sensors are pretty interesting in the way that they can sense sound. We have 3 different ranges on which it can sense sound: 5 meters, 10 meters, and 15 meters. But it also has different orientations it can be. And that'll make more sense when we're in the truck. But if we click it, this is how they normally are when you just pull them off the shelf. This will give you like a radial sound sensing radius, I guess. If you do this, it's only going to sense sound as a cone in one direction. So I believe it's sensing my direction at the moment. And if I click it one more time, it's going to sense side to side. So I'm going to leave it on side to side for now because I changed the other ones to different positions. And we're going to go to the truck and we're going to take a look at all of their orientations and how you can set them to different radiuses and whatnot. And again, I'm so sorry about the freaking rain. I really tried to get a map without rain. So anyway, we have one in the basement, one in the foyer, and one in the upstairs hallway. Now, we know our ghost is in the upstairs hallway because we've already been dealing with it, but also because our sound sensors are letting us know that the ghost is in the hallway. It's not necessarily in the hallway. It can definitely be... Let me go up here real quick. It's going to be in the actual room, but because I have a radial thing, it's sensing... Ooh, see? Okay, so here's our room right here. So it was only originally sensing here. The alarm clock is up here, and since I changed it, oh my god, please. Okay, so since I changed the radius, it couldn't hear the alarm clock here, right? So we're gonna do that again. And you can see it's not covering this area here, but if I click one more time, it's covering the whole upstairs now. So that's how you can maybe find your ghosts a little bit easier. I don't find these particularly helpful in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and mute that because I can definitely mute that in the truck. We also got downstairs, we have the side to side orientation, if you will. I can click it once, click it twice. So this is 5 meters, 10 meters, 15 meters. Hopefully you can see that under my head here. So that's the side to side. And then if we go downstairs, it's sensing only in one direction as a cone. So I can click that here. That's 10. That's 15. So you can kind of try to find the ghosts in very unique ways by using your sound sensors. Again, I don't really use them. I don't ever upgrade them because to me, I just use my ears. I know where things are normally in a map, and if I see them on the floor, then I know I have a ghost probably in that room or at least nearby. We're going to take this paramic. We're going to take... wait. I have a lighter. I have an igniter. Excuse me. An igniter, and I'll take a candle in. We should be okay, especially because I'm going to show you about the pills here in just a second. I did bring some other items inside that we're going to talk about as well. So we're going to make a pit stop here in the dining room. I'm just going to turn this on just for kicks, just so you guys get used to seeing what it looks like. But let's talk about this Sanity medication. So this Sanity medication is actually adrenaline. It's adrenaline plus sanity medication. So remember, on nightmare mode, it's going to restore 25% of your sanity. And because this is tier 3, it's going to restore that over a duration of 10 seconds. So over a duration of 10 seconds, but it also has this nifty little bonus to it where it gives you 10 seconds of speed. It gives you a little speed boost for 10 seconds. So if you're out of smudge sticks, this can actually be really helpful to make sure that you can outspeed your ghost and get away very, very quickly. So I really, really like these sanity medications, the adrenaline, especially too, because if you're on 0 sanity, 0 evidence, and you set it to pills restoring 0% of your sanity, they still work as adrenaline. They still absolutely work as adrenaline. All right, moving on. Our alarm is still on. Oh my God. Moving on, we're going back up here. I think it's still in this gosh dang room. Turn that off. Yikes. All right, let's light up this candle. So this candle, it does not have an indicator of its radius of effect, which is very unfortunate. Because every single candle, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, has the same exact radius of effect, and it's only 2 meters, which is not a lot. And in fact, I think motion sensor is 1.5 meters. So we needed motion sensor as well. As you can see, it just lit up right there. It sensed our ghost over here. Okay, now our ghost moved over here. This is gonna constantly be scanning and looking for the ghost. So every time it keeps, yeah, there it goes. It found the ghost again. It's gonna keep finding the ghost periodically. You can also take it out of the room, place it in here, place it like this again, and it's usually gonna re-find your ghost. I don't know how well this works anymore. This used to work fairly well, but maybe it's not working as much anymore. Or maybe our ghost took a walk. Who knows? Maybe our ghostie took a walk and that's why it's not finding it. Oh, okay, there he is. All right, so that's the motion sensor. It's gonna constantly keep scanning. It's gonna tell you exactly where your ghost is. And that's basically it. You can actually see the radius of effect for this. You can't see it with the candles, which is really unfortunate, but it's important to know for on-Rio testing. If you don't know, if you put a candle on top of a crucifix, if it burns the crucifix before the candle, then it's not supposed to be an on-Rio, except this crucifix has a really big range. As you can see, do you see that line over there? It's outside the room. Yeah, it has a 5-meter radius. So you need multiple candles to really rule out on-Rio when you have a tier 3 crucifix. I hate to say it. Tier 3 candles are good for a lot of things. On-Rio testing is not one of them. None of the candles are good for on-Rio testing. If you have a tier 3 crucifix, I should say. So we have our candle here. Our candle is never going to extinguish unless the ghost blows it out. But you can continuously keep lighting it over and over and over again. It doesn't have a lifespan. It's also, what's really nice is it's raining. I hate the rain. But we can walk outside and it's heavy rain. It's heavy rain. But look, our candle does not, firelights. They're called firelights. Our firelight does not extinguish. It is waterproof. It's going to continuously last. It's not consumable like your other candles are. So that's really nice about these. I really, really like these candles for on-Rio testing, but also not for on-Rio testing. I don't like this crucifix for on-Rio testing, I should say. This crucifix is good for a lot of things, but not on-Rio testing. Our igniter, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check. It lasts for 10 minutes, and it too is also waterproof. So I'm gonna go outside. We're gonna stand in the heavy rain. It's not gonna go out. Let's do this. Yeah, it's just gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep going. Now, while we're out here, let's go ahead and grab some of our other items, and then we can talk about some other stuff. We're gonna take our incense, and I think we have everything in there. I still don't think we've talked about our photo camera, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to still talk about the photo camera when we're in there. But let me see. Oh, that was rude. That was absolutely rude. I didn't like that very much. All right, so is our ghost still in here? 1.9. It still feels like this is probably its room. Yeah, 12.8. This is definitely still its room. We have paramic here. What's nice about this paramic? Oh, so that was an ambient noise, but it was showing that it was downstairs. I don't know if you saw the arrow, but it was actually showing you the sound that you heard was downstairs. It was downstairs. There's also a distance indicator on here. As you can see, there's a bunch of different radiuses on here. Let's see, the first one, it's really hard to read this. I think the first one is 10 meters. That first arc in the middle is 10 meters. Then we have 15 meters, then 25 meters, and then 30 meters, if I'm not mistaken. So you can actually see how far the sound is. And you can also see if it's upstairs, downstairs. Where the hell was that? I heard it, but I didn't see it on my indicator. So that was really weird. So that sound was literally like right here. The ghost is like literally right here. I mean, our motion sensor is going off too. So this paramic is incredible. It's especially good in big maps. And I particularly love and don't recommend apocalypse runs without this. We'll move this paramic to downstairs so when the ghost starts hunting, we can use it and talk about it a little bit more. So we need a photo of the ghost. I don't know if that's actually gonna happen. I'm not really focusing on photos, but let's talk about the photo cam. Okay, so let me take a photo of this. Okay, did you see how quickly I was able to take those two photos? We had the disturbed salt, and then it also blew out my candle. I can also take this, right? Ghost writing. So our photo cam has a cooldown of 1 second. So you can take photos pretty darn quickly. It also is going to interfere less when the ghost is either hunting or venting. So you're going to still have a relatively clear picture, but it's still going to be kind of fuzzy as compared to some of the other ones. Excuse me, the tier 1 and tier 2 camera specifically. We have the flashlight. I think it's pretty obvious. Wait. Let me take that. It's pretty obvious if you ask me why the tier 3 flashlight is just better than tier 1 or tier 2. You can just see so much better. It's got a wider visual on it as well. So the other thing I didn't talk about, this crucifix as well, which is everything's much better if you just like show rather than explain, right? So we have 2 charges on this crucifix, unless we get the ghost to hunt with a cursed possession. So let me find our cursed possession first of all and show you what I mean. Never mind, I think I remember telling you earlier that I looked for the ghost originally with the music box. Not the music box, this is a mirror. Listen, it's late at night. Okay, I can't think at the moment. So our ghost is in here. We got a pretty big crucifix here. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this a few times. I'm gonna break the mirror. Let's see what happens. Oh, look! Ghosty couldn't hunt, because look at that. This is a fully burnt crucifix, okay? Fully burnt crucifix. And the reason it is fully burnt is because it just stopped the cursed hunt. This is the only crucifix that can stop a cursed hunt. All right, let me place some salt here. I'm going to go grab another crucifix real fast. We're going to place it up there, and you'll see that if it's not a cursed hunt that you're initiating, then these function just like any other crucifix. So let's go back in there. Then we have this incense. This is tier 3 incense. We're going to talk about that once the ghost starts hunting, but we have night vision goggles, which I think you saw earlier. They do distort when the ghost is venting or hunting. So it's kind of hard to see sometimes. They also kind of have this blurring effect. Forgot to turn off. Yeah, I broke these lights. That's unfortunate. All right, let me put this here because we are fully insane. So it should start hunting since I broke the mirror. Since I broke the mirror, I should be at 0% sanity and should be hunting here soon. I don't think we've looked at the tripod. I could be wrong. I've tried to record this a few times. Sometimes we go through trial and error, right? All right, don't turn off my lights, please. Turn this back on. Can you try hunting me? You didn't get smudged. I would like to point out, you did not get smudged. So there's really, truly, no reason. Ghost event. Okay, I see. There's really, truly no reason for you to not use my crucifix here. Just saying. This ghost is very shy. I mean, this is what we're down to. Poltergeist, demon, myling. I'm really thinking it's not a demon. Haven't seen it throw too terribly much. We've been in here for quite a while and it hasn't done an explosion. So I'm kind of expecting to see a miling here. But while we're on the topic of narrowing down our ghosts, because this is the list that we have, right? Knowing ghost behavior, knowing what is within the realm of possibilities of a particular ghost is going to help you when you are missing a piece of evidence. Have you ever had a professional, intermediate, or even amateur run where you just could not get that third piece of evidence? You're like, what are we supposed to do? Well, now you can use your ghost knowledge and be like, oh yeah, the demon is pretty aggressive. This guy's not being aggressive. I didn't smudge him. I'm at 0% sanity because I broke the mirror. It's not burning the crucifix. It's probably not a demon. All right, so this is the difference right here. As you can see, fully burnt crucifix. This one still has 1 charge left. So, let me, where's my camera? Let's take a quick photo here. Because why not? I'm not gonna lie, we're probably not gonna get the ghost photo because, oh, what? What? That is so rude. That was quick. I'm gonna take all those photos. I don't really care about the ghost photo. Don't care. I literally don't care. Okay, so thank you for burning my crucifixes, showing all those things. Let's real quickly, before the ghost starts hunting again. Actually, I need to take this with me. Before the ghost starts hunting again, let's try to get outside so I can show you the tripod here real quick. And then we'll get to the hunting part. Okay, so we have that tripod in the room. So the tier 3 tripod, can't hear myself think with this right. The tier 3 tripod is going to get knocked down by the ghost much less frequently than a tier 1 or tier 2 would. It also has this nifty feature right here where I can click it once. As long as this is yellow, it's gonna keep scanning. If I click it again, it's gonna stop. I can go the other direction. And as long as it's yellow and you just let it go, it's gonna keep scanning. Keep scanning the room. So tier 3 tripods are not too bad. Not too shabby. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, so now that we've done some scanning, let's quickly do an overcap before we talk about the incense. So remember, we have EMF. That's gonna be a 3.5 meter radius. It's gonna show you direction, distance, as well as the level. It has also a sound indicator as well. There's a very specific sound, very specific sound of the EMF 5, which we'll put in here if I didn't already put it in earlier. Then we have the tier 3 spirit box, which is a 5 meter radius. We have 5 meter radius on the writing book as well, 7 meter radius on the dots. The dots is also scanning, but you can also make it stop scanning. We have better picture on the tier 3 camera, as well as less interference when it's hunting or venting. Flashlight, tier 3 flashlight, you can see better and you can see further. We have tier 3 UV right here. Tier 3 UV is going to charge your fingerprints or your UV in 1.5 seconds. And you can actually honestly use it as a flashlight. It's pretty good. We have the Thermo, which you can hold down the button to constantly keep scanning, and it's going to be more accurate. We have the tier 3 camera, which is going to have a 1 second cooldown. It's going to take better quality photos, and it's going to interfere. The display screen is going to interfere less than the other cameras would. Although the tier 1 camera with the little Polaroid, there has no display screen, so you can't see it interfering at all. Also, it's not an electronic, so it won't interfere. Then we have tier 3 sound sensors. It has 5, 10, 15 meter radius. You can also have a radial sensing circle. You can have side to side sensing, and you can also have like straight in front of you in a cone sensing. Hopefully that makes sense, especially with my demonstration earlier. We still need to talk about tier 3 salt. You have 3 pieces of salt in that salt, but you'll see during a hunt what it can do. Not within a hunt. It just acts like tier 2 salt. The ghost can step in it. I think it makes it stay in its room more frequently. I could be wrong on that, but I think it might keep the ghost in its room. We have the tier 3 motion sensor. It's going to keep scanning in a radius. It's going to flash when it senses the ghost. And it has a 1.5 meter radius, 180 degree scanning. We have the tier 3 headset. You can see in the dark, but it is going to glitch out. So there's pros and cons to this. I personally really like it. But I like it in those off chances where I get lost in the dark and I can't see very well. I don't like to use it when the ghost is hunting because it is going to attract your ghost to you regardless. We have tier 3 candles, or firelights, I should say. because it's technically not a candle, right? We can't call it a candle anymore. It's a firelight. This is going to have a 2-meter radius. It's waterproof. Oh, here's something else about the firelight that I did not mention. It has a 66% sanity drain reduction. So if you're holding the firelight and you're trying to find your ghost in a dark room, it's going to drain you're going to drain sanity much less quickly than you would if you didn't have one of these. So it does have some sanity drain reduction as well. We have these igniters. It lasts for 10 minutes. If I just flipped it up, it would last for 10 minutes. And it's also waterproof. We also have tier 3 adrenaline. So the adrenaline is going to give you a speed boost for 10 seconds. It's also going to take 10 seconds to restore any sanity, depending on the difficulty and depending on your custom. So if you have it set to 0% restoration, then you're not going to get anything from that. But you will still get the speed boost from it. So that's really, really good. All right. So all we have left to talk about is tier 2 salt and tier 3 salt and tier 3 incense. We have tier 3 incense. I also just kind of want to show you the paramic while the ghost is hunting as well. But I think we've talked about everything here, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go in. Let's have the ghost hunt. Okay, the ghost is due to hunt at any point now, but as you can see, I'm pointing my paramic at where the ghost room would be. It turned on the radio. It's also doing the motion sensor, but you can see that arrow that's pointing up. That means the sound that I'm hearing on the paramic is a floor above me. It will also sense a floor below as well. The tier 3 paramic can also get you those paranormal sounds. Oh, ghost is hunting. It can get you those paranormal sounds between floors as well. Now that is the actual ghost moving around. She may be coming down the stairs. She is coming down the stairs. Okay, she just stepped in our salt. I don't know if you saw, but she did slow down. We may have to do a demonstration of that again. But let's use the tier 3 incense here real quick. So as you can see, she's going to be standing in place for a little bit. So she's going to be blinded for 5 seconds and halted for 5 seconds. It says the effect time is 7 seconds. I don't know how it can be 7 seconds, but only blind 5 seconds, as well as halt for 7 seconds. I don't know. That part doesn't really make that much sense to me, but it's fine. It's fine. So now we have paramic again. Paramic can tell you the direction, or excuse me, the floor that you're on. It'll also tell you the distance as well. So I really, really, really like tier 3 paramic. Let me go grab some more salt while the ghost is on cooldown from our incense, and we'll see if we can demonstrate the salt a little bit better. All right, so ghost is due to hunt now. The incense also has a 5-meter range, so it will work if your ghost is within 5 meters. I put a salt here and I put a salt here. Let's take a look here. We're gonna force her to come this direction. She's gonna get slowed for 2 seconds. She also got slowed right there. You gotta be very careful with that too, because then she starts zooming. She's still gaining line of sight speed as she goes through the salt. We're gonna smudge her. Slow, and then she's gonna get real fast, but I'm not gonna let her. Because she's gonna get real fast to the point where she just zooms at my face. But the salt is gonna stop or slow your ghost for 2 seconds. And you have 3 pieces of it, and so it's pretty good. It's pretty good, especially if, like, say you're running from a ghost and you place a couple salts down, you have nothing left. That's gonna slow it down to give you time to make your escape. Also, I did not take note on what this ghost is, so we're going to sit over here and just talk about how you can sort of change the way that you play on professional to work up towards nightmare. Now, if you really want to play on nightmare, one of the things that you have to know are the ghost behaviors. You have to know, I'm pretty sure this is a myling. You have to know certain things about the ghosts, because you're going to have a list of ghosts depending on your evidence. So say you have EMF 5 and Spirit Box. That's 3 ghosts. Let's see, EMF 5, that's also 3 ghosts. That's 4 ghosts. That's 4 ghosts. 4 ghosts. There's one that has like 5 ghosts, if I'm not mistaken. That's technically 5 ghosts, because we have Mimic here too, because ghost orbs are fake. That's the thing too with nightmare mode. You have to double check if you have any combination of freezing, UV, ghost. This is definitely a myling, because I can't hear its footsteps, and it's definitely on this floor. I can hear it throwing stuff, but I can't hear its footsteps. So anyway, if you have any combination of UV, ghost orbs, spirit box, or freezing, you have to double check and see, are my ghost orbs fake? If I have ghost orb evidence, if I have freezing and spirit box, do I actually also have orbs? Because Mimic is the only ghost that will give you 3 pieces of evidence. Remember, orbs are not technically an evidence, it's ability on nightmare mode. Is she done? There she is. There she's done. That was actually kind of scary because I didn't hear her at all until all of a sudden she was on the floor. We also, something to know on nightmare mode is that when a ghost hides evidence, there are 5 ghosts that have forced evidence, meaning the more you limit, that is terrifying. The more you limit their evidence, there are certain evidences that have to be present if you're going to have evidence at all. Now, of course, if you have 0 evidence, then obviously you're not going to have evidence on these ghosts. But Moroi and Diogen have to have spirit box, unless it's zero evidence. Hantu has to have freezing. Obake has to have UV, and Goryo has to have dots. Those are the 5 ghosts, if you know that. Like, for example, you have EMF 5 and ghost orbs. If this is a nightmare run, this has to be a Raiju, because we do not have fingerprints, and Obake's have to have fingerprints on this mode. So, say we have freezing and ghost riding. This absolutely cannot be Moroi, because we have to have spirit box. So there are some ghosts that you can kind of use that to your advantage and kind of narrow them down. But you have to know, like, if I have this combination, how am I going to tell these ghosts apart? Is it aggressive? No. We know this ghost wasn't aggressive. I was literally sitting up there forever and it wasn't doing anything. Is it slow when it doesn't see me, but fast when it does? No. Okay, not a revenant. Is it... Well, we know it can't be super speed, or it can't be Moroi because we don't have spirit box. So is it, shy? And not really doing a whole lot, not blowing out candles in our room. If that, let's pretend that was the scenario for this particular ghost. We can say, oh, okay, this is a shade. So in your professional runs, try only collecting 2 pieces of evidence. Try to figure out what the ghost is based on its behavior. And be like, oh, yeah, I think this is a shade. And then go try to collect the 3rd piece of evidence. And be like, oh, yeah, I got EMF 5. My hunch was correct. That's how you can start to transition to nightmare mode. But really understanding every single ghost. I have no idea if this ghost is hunting, by the way. It is not hunting. It is also whispering on the paramic a lot. This is definitely a myling. Mylings like to whisper on the paramic a ton. So knowing these little nuances about the ghost takes practice. It takes playing the game over and over and over again and applying it in real life situations. We know that spirit can't hunt for 3 minutes after being smudged, but that doesn't mean that the other ghosts can't do that too. You just kind of have to keep testing it, and if it keeps proving to be true, nothing else makes sense, then you might have a spirit. Wraiths can't step in salt. Phantoms are very hard to see during hunts. They disappear when you take a photo. Poltergeists throw a lot of stuff. Banshees can do a banshee wail on the paramic. It'll also, if you're a multiplayer, it's going to ignore everybody and only target one person at a time. We got Jinns who will never turn off the breaker. There's also a sanity drain mechanism that this thing can do as well. And it also has supersonic speed. Every single ghost has something unique about them. And if you learn those, then it doesn't matter if you only have ghost orbs and ghost riding. Oh, well, this ghost sounds like it's a normal speed ghost hunter. It's gotta be a mare. Or it keeps breaking lights. It's got to be a mare. Or it immediately turned the light off on me when I turned the lights back on. It's got to be a mare. Those kind of situations where you can keep scaling back on evidence. Now, if we were doing insanity and I only had EMF 5, now I have a bigger pool of ghosts to start narrowing down, but the same rules apply. Like, I know I can't have Obake because I don't have fingerprints. I know I can't have Goryo because I don't have dots. So I already eliminated 2 there. Oh, it stepped in salt. Can't be that. Oh, it's not fast around electronics. Can't be that. It's a very normal speed ghost. Can't be twins. It's regularly blinking. Can't be Oni. It hunted before 3 minutes. Can't be a spirit. It turned off the breaker. Can't be a Jinn. It's hunted on my face. It can't be a shade, and was also very active. Oh, but I can't hear it. Our ghost right here is a Myling. So you just kind of have to do that process of elimination with all of the ghosts. And I do have some ghost guides on the channel. I have about 12 of the ghosts done. However, there are at least a few of them that I need to redo because they have changed some of the ghosts. If you're not currently playing on nightmare mode, I highly encourage it. It is so much fun. Being able to determine what the ghost is by its abilities, by its personalities, if it's crazy, if it's not, if it's fast during hunts, if it's slow during hunts. It's all really fun. It's very satisfying to figure out. Yeah, I think we went through everything. Let's load out of this map. We got Myling in our book. Survey says there's also whispering a ton in the paramic. Oh my god, it's so loud. The blood moon. We got a Myling here. I didn't see the bone anywhere, and I didn't really even look either. So we, in fact, have a Myling. We were able to figure out what that Myling is. Now, if this were my ghost guide video for Myling, we'd actually sit down and be like, this is how you can determine a Myling, yada, yada, yada. I actually have a video for Myling right up at the top of the cards. I just smacked my glasses. So if you want to see how I figured out it was a Myling, go ahead and watch that video. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have anything to add, please feel free to post it in the comment section below. But yeah, thank you for taking the time to watch the video. It really means a lot. If there's anything you would like to see, let me know as well. The next video, we're going to go in on intermediate and play with my preferred items because I don't necessarily prefer all tier 3 items. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.